Hello traders, today we'll be looking at what we currently have on Euro USD, and at the end of this video you will know your buyers, the levels or the zones you should be looking for um, trading opportunity, or the places that you will be looking to buy from this market. Now let's go to our daily time frame. We can see that this market is in a very good uptrend. Now, whenever market is in uptrend, I mean creating series of higher highs and higher lows, what are you going to be looking for? You are supposed to be looking for buy opportunities, because trading against the trend is always risky in the market. So now that we have seen this, when you look at when you look at Euro USD, you will realize how Euro USD has been having deep retracements whenever a new higher high is created. So looking at this, last week we made an analysis explaining all the reasons why we are expecting why we are expecting Euro USD to come to this particular order block, and market turned not to come to this order block before continuation to the upside. Rather, it tapped in on the daily order block before continuation to the upside, as we can see. So because of this, we missed this trading opportunity, which is normal in forex market. Sometimes you miss trading opportunities, and it's very, very important to put this in mind. Whenever markets did not meet your requirements before opening a trade, you leave the trade, right? That's very, very important. As a trader, you understand that. Now, let's drop down to 4 hours. Now, since this market has tapped in on our daily order block and it has filled it and left our 4 hours order block, market might decide not to come back to this place, but we should keep this particular zone in mind and know that this place has not been filled. And there is another order block that we should always look at, right? There is another order block below here that is yet to be filled. So let's also keep that in mind. These two powerful order blocks on 4 hours has not been filled, has not been mitigated. So we should keep that in mind and drop down to 1 hour. Okay, before doing that, I want us to look at something first before going to the down to 1 hour. Now, constantly, I've explained to you people reasons why whenever market creates a higher high, it looks for internal structure to use as liquidity before continuation to the upside. That's why sometimes market could do something like this, right? It could do something like this before creating another higher high. Now, looking at this right now, sometimes we mistake some of these things in charts. Maybe sometimes we get confused that the market trend has changed and etc. etc. But always look at things like this, and one of the most important one, which is something like this, created a higher high, created a higher low, then had a trend inside before creating another higher high here, right? Now, after creating this higher high here, now the market always come back to take out the last internal low before creating another higher high. Sometimes it will now, after creating a higher high, it will now create another high without the last low sweeping any liquidity, and the market will come inside here, taking out this liquidity before continuation to the upside. Let's always keep that in mind and before making any trade decision. So let's go back to the chart and see what we have here. Now, looking at the chart, we can see that after this market created this higher high, it created this internal structure, lower low, higher low rather, before creating this higher high. Without this low sweeping any internal structure or any liquidity. So we were expecting this to happen. That was why we made this analysis. Why am I sharing this? So that you can actually look out for this before making trading decision on your own. So after it created this, we made this analysis explaining all the reasons why the market should come to this place. It came before continuation to the upside. Now, when a liquidity is taken, what do you wait for in the market, or what do you expect? Now, whenever you see a market create something like this, just like we are seeing now, created higher high, created this, and we're expecting it to take out this before continuation. Whenever market takes it out, then what do? You will drop to lower time frame to watch when the trend of the market will change, when we are going to have change of trend so that we can open trade and target to take out this last high. Now, let's drop down to 1 hour. Dropping down to 1 hour, we can actually see clearly how this market changed from creating series of lower lows right now to creating lower lows to now creating higher highs and higher low. Now, how did we see this? Or how did we picture out this? Now, as you can see, remember, once a liquidity is swept, you start looking for change of trend. And I have explained to us the reason why whenever market is on downtrend, it could do something like this, right? Before creating another one. What we don't want to see is market going above the previous low. The previous high. So now once market goes above the previous lower high, what do we expect? We expect at least 50% retracement before continuation to the upside, or for the market to come to other block of fair value gap before continuation to the upside. So looking at this is what the market has actually did. So looking at this right now, we can now see that this market was, this particular zone was the last lower high. So we are not expecting market to go above it, but when news came out, it went above it. And now we now have change of character. So we are now expecting the EURUSD to continue to the upside. So I want us to have that in mind, that the direction of the trend has changed. Now, remember, after the change of this trend, creating a higher high, now the market has created internal liquidity pool that needs to be taken. Remember, let me say that again. Whenever we are having something like this, after creating higher high, market will create higher low, then create another high. If this low did not sweep any liquidity, expect market to come in to the zone before continuation to the upside. And having that in mind, this right now is now giving us a confluence, a very powerful confluence that we should be expecting here also on 1 hour. Now, when we look at this 1 hour, we now have an active order block that is here to be filled, right? Now, this is the first place that you should be looking for trade opportunity. which we could see something of this nature happening, market tapping into the zone, and you putting your stop loss below the structure and targeting at least this particular low. Or don't be greedy in the market. Always target 1 to 3 or 3 to 1 risk reward. Though these markets will be coming to this place to test this low, but don't be greedy in the market. Always target 3 to 1 risk reward, which is healthy for every traders. Now, having all this in mind, remember, always wait for change of trend when we have any other block. Whenever we have any other block that is yet to be tested. Whenever we have any other block to be tested below, always wait for change of trend on every above structure created. So on EURUSD, we are now waiting for this market to come to this particular place, take your stop loss below, and why you have to wait for change of trend is for it to give you another structure on lower time frame, 15 minutes and lower. Why? Because we have this spike of low below here. Market could come to to test the low, which will now make you to have just less than 2 to 1 risk reward, and it's not healthy way to trade. So wait for change of trend at this particular zone. If market breaks this low, then you should be expecting the market to start its movement from this particular zone, while you target this particular place, giving it still 3 to 1 risk reward. So this is the current situation we have on EURUSD, and this is what we're expecting to happen on EURUSD. If you have watched up to this moment, feel free to subscribe and turn on the notification bell so that whenever we drop any video, you will have or you get the notification. Despite whatever the market is going to do, on Wednesday, we are going to be updating you people on the current situation of the market, to share more insights on how to treat the chart or more trading opportunities to look out for on EURUSD. Free, like, share, and turn on the notification bell so that whenever we drop the video on Wednesday, you will get a notification. Have a wonderful trading week, guys.